What's up, everybody? Good morning. I hear echoes. What's up, everybody? I don't know what's going on. I'm hearing echoes and stuff. I think it's playing twice. But we haven't had an audio issue the whole dang season. And it's October 14th. We did it. We made it the whole season without technical difficulties. Can you believe it? But Shelly, how you doing, girl? That's our Miss Sheila. I used to call her Sheila. I'm the worst person with names, by the way, if you haven't figured out by now. I butcher names. I'm terrible with names. Terrible with names. So yeah, good morning, everybody. There goes our little video. It didn't work too good. What the? Oh, it's playing on my channel. That's why. Oh my God. Okay. Well, somehow the desktop audio wasn't working. I don't know what's up with that. But we're working. The microphone's working. Good morning, Eric. What's up, Mr. Mel McCoy? Man, you got flooded over there, Mel McCoy, in Daytona Beach. What's up with that? My good friends of Vantos got really flooded. I tell people stories about the flooding over there. People woke up to 2 foot of water in their houses in New Smyrna Beach because of Hurricane Ian. So much focus is on the West Coast that the East Coast folk got it too. Everybody wants to take a nap like little Hunter. Jeffrey says they're an F1 commercial. Well, hey, man, that's pretty cool because I'm a NASCAR guy. I love racing. All right, so good morning, everybody. This is Mike from Mike's Weather Page. Welcome. This is our Daily Brew. We talk about everything. Tropics are quiet. Weather is quiet, which is good news. Every day closer to the end of the season. And, yeah, we still got to watch the weather, though. 2 more weeks. What's up, neighbor Simpson? Gonna put my fire pit together later. I got wood. What's up, Yo Hell? Where you at, Yo Hell? Where you working at? Home for rum and cigar night, right? All right, so this is our Daily Brew. My goodness, we've been doing this a lot of years. Thanks for tuning in. Our Daily Brew brought to you daily by our good friends at ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. Louis was the first one that jumped up here. You did. He was like, I'm ready. He knows his time. Like 2 minutes before I do my thing, he puts his paws up on my chair. I think he knows the routine. He's been doing this, what, three years? How old are you now? 4? How old are you? Talk to me. Oh, goodness. So, DC, man. How about that? So as you guys know, I was down in Pine Island yesterday. And I'm not going to talk too much about it. I shared the heck out of it yesterday on the page. But, oh my goodness, it was terrible. Speaking of DC, yo, hell, I met some FEMA folks. Believe it or not, they recognized me. Like, I must have an ugly mug or something. But they had some FEMA guys from the D.C. area. The big dogs. Shook my hand. And it was nice catching up with them. But, yeah, it was terrible. I mean, the surge was bad. I still think northern Iowa might have had a little more wind, actually, where we were in Rotunda and Inglewood. But man, that surge, oh my God. I don't know if you saw our video. I'll show a little bit of it. Met that wonderful family, Annie and her crew, Annie and Larry. I think Nico was her son. We hung out there in a good couple hours, and she is an amazing woman. Not was, is. Sounds like she was a local legend down there. Let me tell you how weird this is. So, my my good friend Jason Bostow, with his church called Ring Them Bells, he been going down there every day. He stayed down there 3 days after the storm, helping people. And he was able to get Furman to work with him, and got 14 generators and a whole bunch of other supplies, gas, tarps, toys. First house we went to was a friend of his from Monticello, friend of a friend of a friend, cousin thing. But they had little girls, and he was able to give them some My Little Ponies. They were very excited about that. We met another gentleman that they talked about Grateful Dead. Gave him a generator, and he was very thankful. Little inverter generator, and he knew of a lady that might have needed one. The phone's dinging away here. Knew a lady, and that was Annie. Annie called us on the road, and their generator broke. Their other one got flooded in the surge, and turned out that she's a huge fan of our page, which is really weird. Small world, right? And we ended up going over there, and she shared us so much stories about the island, and what they all went through. And I put that video on there. Make sure you go back and look at it. But just terrible. I mean, it's just so sad. You can't explain it. Thank you, Paula. Yeah, she's famous. But talk about weird fate, right? I mean, the older I get, starting to think weird things, like everything happens for a reason, and sometimes it's very odd, right? So somehow we got connected with her, and turned out to be somewhat of a happy story. And I mean, not what they're going through, but the spirits are so high down there. I met so we ended up going to a Baptist church, St. James Baptist church, and they were very thankful. And we met another pastor down there, local guy. He was my kind of guy. He was kind of he wasn't even wearing shoes. This guy wasn't even wearing shoes. I don't know if I got a picture or not. You think I'm bad with flip-flops? Look at this guy. Look at him. I wish I remembered his name. No shoes, man. But he's a local legend, too, and does a lot for the community down there. Turned out he's a big Earnhardt fan. But we hooked him up with a few generators, too, and his wife. So, man, it was a very successful trip. Met a lot of linemen. These guys came down, I think, from Atlanta. They were cool. This Mission Barbecue, holy cow. So as soon as we got on the island, Verizon guys were handing out Mission Barbecue. We're like, no. Like, save this for somebody else. And no, they gave it to us. And it turns out they got trailers all over the place, like dozens of trailers. And their generator broke. Like, are you kidding me? So we hooked them up, man. They're giving away free food to anybody. Anybody that needs free food, this place, Mission Barbecue. It's amazing, right? I mean, just amazing. That kind of stuff, I learned, seeing firsthand what it can do. Here, just a lot of stories, sad stories. People, going to rebuild, but just so anyway, we there's my buddy Jason Bostow. So yeah, so please go back and take a look. Just keep those people in your thoughts, and it's terrible. You cannot explain it. And Mike Soul, I'm sorry we didn't get to hook up with you, man. It was a zoo down there. We had to meet people and ran out of time, and didn't even get to meet a couple people we were supposed to meet that Jason had lined up. Not me, but him. But anyway, yeah, man, it's just bad. Trust me, it's bad. If this thing ever hits where I live, Clearwater area, let me tell you. First off, get the heck out of town. I'm going to be that crazy guy driving around with a PA system telling everybody, get the heck out of town. Man, we heard stories of people that stayed and just wrote it out. And, terrible. So anyway. Yeah, Mission Barbecue is awesome. Thomas Simpson, they are, man. How do you know about them? Is that a restaurant? I don't even know. Nope, Riohel knows them. I didn't even know about the guys. Well, now they got a free generator thanks to Furman and Jason there from Ring Them Bells. So I'll say some haze here, and then we'll talk a little bit about weather. We're getting to the point now. We don't even might need to do these every day. We usually do these Mondays, Wednesday, Friday. But yeah, just the stories down there, man. It's just unbelievable. I tell you the most shocking video. I did a live driving. Oh goodness, where the heck is it? It's way the heck down here. This video right here. This one. This was on the way down to the island. This is south side of Pine Island, and first off, linemen everywhere, right? It had to be the biggest undertaking ever, man. But you start seeing the surge, like obviously major damages to houses, structures, roofs, total devastation, total devastation. And this, like I said, the big focus obviously was Fort Myers and Sanibel. This is North Pine Island, a little bit more north. But we started running into boats. Like, it was nuts. Watch, it's going to come up. Like, you know, you just can't believe it. All of a sudden, you start seeing boats on the road, and it just started getting more and more intense the farther south you went. I mean, just piles and piles and piles of people's lives just put up on the streets, you know. I mean, there you go. Here, look at the boats. Just boats, like boats everywhere. Just both sides of the road. Cars upside down. Just unbelievable. And I know I shared videos of mobile home parks. Well, these aren't mobile home parks. They had roof failures and wall failures. And, I mean, that big-ass boat sitting there right there next to that house. I mean, so obviously anybody that stayed, I mean, it's like a war zone, man. I mean, it is absolutely. And then when you farther south you go towards the end of the island, it was even worse. You just can't believe it. So anyway, look at that. It doesn't even look like. I mean, you just can't explain it. You can't explain it. I mean, it is just, I don't know if, pictures do it even justice, but then we got to the end there, and it's just, but God, terrible. My heart breaks for everybody. Very, very, very. And it's 2 weeks after, almost 3 now, 2, I don't even know. It still looks like it happened yesterday. So let's say hi. We're going to talk about weather. This is the current weather map. Tropical Storm Karl's heading south into Mexico. He's playing Allman Brothers southbound. Burnout southbound. The storm luckily stayed weak. There's a lot of wind shear. Not looking too awfully healthy on satellite, but it is there. What the heck's going on here? We don't have any satellite. There it is. So it's bubbling away. I still think we're going to see a little last-minute convection flare-up farther south this year, and that the geography down there just helps this thing spin. So it could get a little more organized. I sent an email out, or I had an email. There's a lady. I think she's a lady. She's doing a song about Florida Heart. And I just sent it to her. So watch for that. They're putting together a Fort Myers song about Florida. So she got it, thank goodness. Today was a deadline. She says, please send it to me. Good morning, Susan from Nassau County. Good morning, Bill. Where's your Cubs little thingy, huh? Are they not in it anymore either? Regina over on YouTube, how's it going? St. James, yep, St. James City is yeah, I guess that's where Reed Timmer was. I'd like to hear him. I guarantee he probably the scariest storm he's ever rode out, I would almost bet. Good morning from Daytona Beach, Emily. I love Daytona. Better luck next year, Bill says. Corrine from South Carolina, is it cool up there? We have dry air. Everybody but the peninsula. Man, my models were wrong. I should know this by now, right? So I'm getting pretty good at understanding tropics, right? I got to learn early season weather maps overdue cold weather in Florida by about 10 degrees. Ugh. So we'll be in the low 60s tomorrow. Maybe touching 50s in the morning on Sunday. But some of that cold weather that we were... Man, and the rain down there was bad. I heard they got 5 inches 2 days ago in some of those areas. We had more rain all day yesterday. There's another little bubble here. Look at that. This frontal line. Hopefully it doesn't hit the west coast. But as far as Karl goes, it's you know, it'll be a rainmaker. That's about it. So that's it. That's all we got. Bridget from New Smyrna, you get any flooding in New Smyrna Beach? Jennifer, hey, thank you there for the stars. James from... Every time I see Cool Merle's Inlet, I think of mullet. I don't know. Tom is a claims adjuster. Yeah, it's bad. I don't even know where to start. Where do you start? Miami was flooded. Yes, Susan. Not Kathy. I have not looked at the flooding. I know the peak for St. John's still slowly going down. It was peaking around Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, Richard Reamer, 44 in Gatlinburg. Holy cow, man. There is spinach. Vivid's, morning, Cindy. Robert Bowman, hey, buddy. Oh, you're going to New York. That's my truck driver buddy, Robert Bowman. He's in the New York, going to Arkansas next. Donna got her tarp from FEMA. That's good news, I guess. Not needing a tarp. Tarps everywhere. Cool weather, Jennifer says, yep. Idaho, what's up, Harold? Christine, thanks for 200 stars there. Trent, I know, man. We're getting teased here. Let's talk about the weather. Yeah, so last time, man, just big thanks to my buddy Jason for taking me down there. Everybody's crediting me, but he's the one that invited me down. And I have made other trips down there, but this one was extra special, obviously, because we got down on the ground talking to people. And I've been very fortunate to, the folks from FEMA and talking to some Lee County sheriffs and some EOC folks, and definitely feel like I was more of a part of this storm than any other storm. And as I understand more and more of the process, hoping to go see our good friends down at Lodging Solutions. They reached out today. They're down in Sanibel. If you wonder about these big white tents everywhere, where the heck do all these linemen stay, right? All these adjusters. Where the heck does everybody stay? Well, they stay in these little tent cities, man. They call them base camps. They set them up overnight. They're absolutely phenomenal. They have kitchens and bathrooms and linens, and they bring in overnight housing for 10,000 people. 15,000 meals a day they cook for these linemen and stuff. I mean, you just don't realize the amount of work and cleanup and just the logistics of a storm, and how things change so quick from paradise to war zone, basically. So anyway, but yeah, I hope to get down there again. I might make a ride down there next week. I might have to rent me another U-Haul. Ryan, no chance this is right now. It looks like it's going to fizzle. So we got this other spot. Let's talk about weather real quick. So we got this little guy out here. It's not showing up anywhere for modeling. This little guy here. We got fronts coming down. Just, I don't see anything. There are a couple weird things. Let me show you. All right, so the euro. Let's just go to tropical tidbits real quick. Let's just show you everything. What's cooking? We'll go to all the models here. Let's just show you. So the euro, next week we have a midweek front. Here's this little spot if you want to keep an eye on it. Remember, blue is low pressure. We got a little wave here that I was keeping my eye on. This one here actually showing up on this map this morning. So this little area, it's not being marked by anybody. It's just a blob of rain. Here's that big old blob south of the Cape Verde Islands. This little guy, I don't know. It's not. I think it is a wave. It is a tropical wave. So this time of year, the only thing you got to worry about more than anything, it's pretty much here on out. Knock on wood. Hopefully it's over. But if it's not, Florida typically is the hot spot this time of year because of these fronts. But, we got to watch these waves. I mean, anytime a wave gets into the Caribbean, it can get going. So, still got waves out here. There's a couple of them. We'll keep an eye on this little guy. It's expected to, 2 days from now, it's supposed to be crossing the islands. So yeah, if you're down in the islands, which we have people, this little juicy spot right here is expected to make its trek a couple days. We'll keep an eye on it. None of the models are really showing any development. But, we know how things can change. But here's what we got long range with the euro. This is tropicaltidbits.com. And, just looking for any sign of organization. The only thing the European model did, now a couple runs, you're going to see the tail of a front here get left behind and kind of shoot back. Nothing organized, maybe like a rainmaker. It's really the only model that's showed it a couple times. But as the weekend, there's a little brief spot, nothing really. It's just hanging out, Here's that front next week. So we got a bigger front next week coming still. We talked about it yesterday a lot. Big cold front next week. Coldest air of the season next week. 20s dipping down in the northern Georgia, Alabama. 20s. But the euro, later next week, little piece stays behind and comes up. So it's one model. There's really not. You remember we were talking about ensembles? There's really no ensemble showing it. But makes sense, right? It's a tail of a front. This would be next weekend, following weekend. So I have to show you that. I have to show you, especially since this is the euro. And it makes sense. It's a powerful front coming down next week, and sometimes the tail of fronts can spin up. Hey, look at this. Ready? Don't jump. It's been on my desk all year. I took this out of Emily's fish tank last November, December, and it's been sitting at my desk all year. Talk about weird things. I look at it every day. It's my little guy. Boo! So winter's coming, Joe. Yes. Time to bust out the hoodie. Hey, tonight, by the way, if you live in the area, listen, support local. Our first Oldsmar Second Friday. Last one got rained out. They're going to have their Second Friday tonight. The Upper Chamber of Commerce. My good buddy Doug Beavis. I call him the old mayor. He hates that. The old mayor will be there DJing. But seriously, it's in Oldsmar tonight. If you want a place to go, they got music and food and crafts and car show, and it's gonna be nice weather. So come on out. What do I do during winter, Kathy? I talk about weather every day. I'm here all the time. So anyway, let's keep an eye on this. It's one run. The euro does this sometimes. Here's what I did yesterday. It's enough to talk about. Let's talk about it. So here's overnight run. This is the 12Z yesterday. Here's a midweek front. Next week, strong front, right? Little piece breaks off. You always hear about tails. We all like tail. Hooters. I mean, strip tails at Hooters. Well, I like Hooters and tail. I like strip tail at Hooters. It's all how you put it together. Scooter, man, I get that a lot. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's overwhelming to read the comments sometimes, you know? Sometimes it's very overwhelming. I tell you what's overwhelming is obviously when there's something in the tropics, people listen to every word, you know, and it's a lot of pressure on me, you know? But I just appreciate. I can't tell you how many fans. I guess you call fans. I don't know. Friends have, you know. I consider everybody friends, but I mean, we've been through a lot, man. Amanda, right? We had shrimp injuries together. You know, I mean, think about it, man. I tracked Sandy. We were talking about Sandy turning up into New York, man. I had people back then, you know, thanking me because a lot of people said Sandy was going out to sea, you know. And Florence, you know. Florence went south a little bit and it stalled. Harvey, I was showing them maps for 50 inches of rain, man. People were calling me hyping then. I mean, I don't know. We've been through a lot of storms, man. A lot of storms. A lot of memorable storms together, you know. Long time. People sat with me during Dorian, you know, and we everybody was scared to death this thing wasn't going to turn, you know. Unfortunately for Bahamas, not taking anything away from you guys and gals, and that's how I met Miss Sheila, Shelley. I don't know. She was scared to death. And I watched Matthew that night, you know, and I reassured her that it was staying off the coast. You know, you got to remember these coastal skirts that Florida's had on the east side, most of the energy is always on that east side, right? So these coastal skirts we had with Matthew and Isaiah and Dorian, you know, very little effects on the east coast. The east side is so bad of a storm, you know, and that's why the west coast skirts are bad. I mean, because you get all that push and counterclockwise flow, and it's such a fine line with that surge, you know. I mean, Punta Gorda north, you know, they were kind of the eye and didn't get that unbelievable surge because of the spiraling bands. It's all where those spiraling bands were, you know. It's just, and when that eye wall did that replacement, it opened up the eye. And when it opened up the eye, now your surge went farther south. I mean, it was a teeny little eye right here, and then it, boom, went big ass wide eye, and opened up this counterclockwise flow. And all this pushing up, you know, just bad. But anyway, I don't know where I went from that. But anyway, got my hot wing stuff up. Good news. Bridget, stone crab season. I would love some stone crabs. Yeah, Dorian, Shelley, we had 45,000 people. Well, I'm streaming on like 2 Facebook channels now. I got YouTube now. We stream live on Twitter now. So we're kind of distributed a little bit more than we were back then. Distributed. Distributed. Thank you, Kim Griggs. Appreciate it. Kathy crying. Jennifer evacuated for Ida. That was bad last year. last year. All right, so let's talk tropics. Let's talk cold front. And met a new friend. Annie keeps messaging me. Remember that video we did? So Annie's sending me these pictures. I can't show because the phone's going to show up. But she sent me before pictures of her place. And what a tropical paradise it was. And it will be again. She knows it. Larry was great. I loved him. Larry, did you see his shirt, Shelly? Larry? So Nico made a shirt, and my buddy Jason got one. Something said, "I need more coffee." And he was wearing it. I don't know if you saw it or not. God, man, that was beautiful. Her paradise. Last thing I'm going to say, and then we're going to talk all weather. When you look around your house today and you feel lazy because you don't want to do something like pick up a blown over lawn chair, just think about what these people are going through right now, right? I will never feel lazy again knowing what, cutting drywall out. God, just every house, the drywall's cut out. Just terrible. All right, so here's what we got. Tropics are slow. This is the only thing I want to talk about. Then we're going to talk about cold weather. So the Euro's been showing this break-off tail next week. This is yesterday's run. Little bit of energy, not a lot. That could mean rain. This is the following weekend. Following weekend. That's not good. I'm taking Emily to the Morgan Wallen concert. Saturday night. Morgan Wallen, man. Got to find me some cowboy boots. No, flip-flops are in style. So that was last night's run, yesterday's run. Here's last night's run. Same thinking. Oh, there it is right here. So next Friday, Saturday, a little bit of frontal lines left behind, right? Why does it go east or west? Why does it go west? Why does it go north? Well, because your high pressure system spins clockwise, right? So whatever's here gets pushed around this high pressure system. So it's just something to casually think about. It's like, hey, we could maybe get a little something. It's 2 runs now of the Euro. Let's see what our icon is showing. This is all in Tropical Tidbits, by the way. So next Wednesday, this one, let's see if we can do it right here. We might see a little better. There's our frontal line next Wednesday. Strong front line. This is next Wednesday. It only goes out to Friday. But you can see what the icon's thinking. There's going to be leftover frontal line down here. Doesn't go out that far. Only goes out 180 hours. Canadian? Now see here, this is interesting, right? This is next Saturday, next Sunday. Here's that high pressure system that the Euro is showing. Leftover frontal line, right? And it really only has one way to go. It goes around that high. So, there is a little support here that we could see leftover front, tails of fronts, kickstart tropics this time of year. Just going to leave it there. Nothing to worry about right now. We always look ahead in the future. But it's curious, I'm starting to see a little bump here, a little bump. That's the following weekend. Interesting. I don't even want to show the GFS. No. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Ah. I hate the GFS. I'm not showing the GFS one more time. So anyway, that's next week. So let's talk about that cold front coming down. All right. Yeah. So temperature-wise, let's go take a look at that today. Here's Karl. A little bit of juice out here in the Gulf could make its way to the West Coast, but most of this is heading south. South Florida tomorrow. Rains today. Look at that little puppy dog. Oh, you don't cute. So a little bit of rain South Florida today. Here it is, QPF page. It's always kind of nice to look at. Here's day 1. So here's your rains today. South Florida. Rains tomorrow. Just a little bit more South Florida. Sunday, there's the next front starting to inch in. So the same theme as the weekend goes, other than teeny little part down South Florida, everybody that watches us pretty much along the coast here is going to have a beautiful weekend. Cool. I-4 north. I-4 is evil. Everybody above I-4 is going to have a wonderful, cool, crisp fall weekend. But no rain. That's a good thing. Temperature-wise, let's take a looky. The latest blend of temperature model maps for the southeast. So yeah, I was definitely not. Oh, here's the NFDF. Wrong on the cool weather for South Florida. Here, Middle Florida. Here is what we got tomorrow morning. Here is Saturday. All right. Well, yeah, terrible. So here's tomorrow's temperatures. We could hit 60s across Interstate 4. Everybody else north. Still going to be in the 50s, possibly in Gainesville and Ocala tomorrow morning. 50s across the Panhandle. 40s, deep into Georgia. This is tomorrow morning. So, man, I don't know. I made a bet with my buddy Monica from the Oldsmar Tap House that she would hit 59 on Sunday morning. She's doing a run in Jacksonville. So I'm going to be close to that. It's 57 in Jacksonville tomorrow morning, though. 75 in Miami tomorrow. Sorry. Sunday, a little cooler. That cold front pushing a little more cool air down, right? So we could hit more mid-60s Saturday night into Sunday morning. 50s again. Here's that big cold front, though. Let's just take a look since we're locked in. Here's Monday. Look at 40s. Look, watch the cold weather inch in. Look at, oh, my goodness. This is Tuesday. 20s in Tennessee. Look at this. Pink is 20s. That's Tuesday. Look at Wednesday. Oh, my God. We're going to be hitting 30s down at the Gulf. 30 degrees. 38. Mobile. Telford, are you up there? Telford Holmes lives up that way. Maria, you brought up a good point. The smell. I don't know what the hell the smell is down there. It is terrible. Terrible. I don't know if it's the... I don't know what it is. I have no idea what it is. It was awful. The bug. Oh, my God. The mosquitoes. God, we were attacked last night. The local pastor told me that mosquito control used to come out every day almost, and they haven't run in 2 weeks, obviously, so it was bad. Bad. So look at that. That's next Wednesday. 57 in Tampa. Do I start posting that yet and then be wrong? This is a big front. I have a feeling this first one, it's kind of like the tropics. The first one paves the way for the next one. So. What's up, Amanda? Muddy muck. Muddy muck. Mark says, Speedo weather's over. Got my fire pit. I'm going to go put it together. So, throwing this out there. Anybody with the state of Florida, anybody in the Tallahassee, if we got any marketing people trying to put together an Xfinity fully wrapped car for Daytona Speed Weeks in February through our good friends at JD Motorsports that we were on the car in Atlanta. So Furman is working to be on board, and we're looking for like maybe one more sponsor, believe it or not, just one. It'd be a Mike's Weather Page Hurricane Awareness car for Florida. It would look awesome. I already seen a picture of a wrap. Would be like a hurricane theme storm car. But I envision our good friends up at the, all of emergency management and EOC, if they were possibly had any marketing budget, we could have a tent the whole week at Daytona Speed Weeks and bring awareness and preparedness to the state of Florida, and basically anybody else that comes. But middle February, definitely start thinking about next year's hurricane season. I would be there the whole week. We could have so much positive impact on the community with this. So throwing it out there, I think it would be a great opportunity for the state of Florida. We could bring a lot of education and information to people, especially now that we've had Ian. And I'd probably hand out koozies, because a lot of people drink beer in Daytona. So anyway, we're working on that. I'm going to start mentioning it a little bit more. Karl's going south, Teresa. You're all right. It's just a tropical storm. Nothing expected. No hurricane expected. It's going to be making landfall tonight into tomorrow. And, yeah. Look at this. Oh, my God. Look at this. Look at this. Wednesday night next week. Could we see that? It's going to be a cry wolf. I don't want to post this because I was wrong about tomorrow. So we'll just tease it with you guys that next week we could have this massive cold front coming down. It could be in the teens up in the mountains in the Smokies. 55 in Tampa next Wednesday night. 50s all the way down to Okeechobee. This is the front that could spawn a little tropical mischief off of the Atlantic. Katie Haley, how you been? I don't sell whiskey glass. Maybe we do. That sounds like a Morgan Wallen song. Whiskey glasses. I think we got a pint glass. Teespring offers. They have a pint glass. $20, I think. That's a good deal. Look at that. This thing would all actually look pretty awesome, I think. This would be my favorite. I need to order one. It's only $20. I don't do any of this. This is all third-party stuff. As the circle goes around and around and around. They had to make the circle go the other way. That's not NASCAR. Look at that. I'm actually wearing jorts. I did it to piss Emily off, by the way. Everything was dirty. So I had one pair of pants left the other day. It was my good old jean shorts. She's like, "You're wearing jorts?" Anyway, don't say camping, Mike. Yeah, Shelly. I would have to go storm chasing in a U-Haul because I don't have a truck anymore. One day my truck will be back, I hope. One day. I can't get rid of it. Heck, man, that video I played in the beginning of the show is Key West. I was in Key West. It's been in 7 storms already, man. That's my dog, Misty. Yeah, I know. Brent, you're welcome. You know, only had 1 or 2 people reach out upset that I was there, but I don't think they follow me. That's the thing. That's the only thing I hate about social. And my buddy Sean at ABC. I told him, you know, I love their support, obviously. They were my first real you know, corporate company that believed in us. And I said, you know, if you guys hook me up again next year, we got to have a contract that says if I ever respond to a troll that you take away my sponsorship. Because he's always like, don't respond to them guys. But the thing that pisses me off is that people that don't follow the page don't know enough. They make comments, but they don't know. You know, they don't know. You know. Like, are you just here to take pictures? Whatever. Don't. My New Year, it'd be a great New Year's resolution. That would be a great New Year's resolution. Go the whole year without, that is my New Year. So you heard it. My New Year's resolution. Never respond to one troll unless it's a good shirt idea. Because somebody called me a redneck storm chaser. No whiskey glasses, though. I love whiskey glasses, the song. All right, well, so here's Karl. It's going to be a rainmaker. We could see a little last minute. It looks pretty healthy down there. It's got good spin. Check it out. Let's look at Weather Nerds. Take a look at this thing. It looks pretty healthy on satellite. It's got a lot of, the Bay of Campeche definitely does a lot of weird things. A lot of convection, last second convection here. So yeah, I mean, it's the hurricane hunters are down there right now, by the way. Look at that, last minute convection. It's close to land. That's where you're at. That's it. There is a lot of wind shear, but not now. I wonder what we got. Let's take a, what do we got with these dang buttons here? Why is it not loading? Noah's sight's down. So Tropical Tidbits has recon. Oh, they did find a lower pressure. Ah! It is strengthening. I knew it. I knew it would. Storms down there are always strengthened in the last second. But 999, nothing too worried. Winds take a while to catch up to the pressure drop. So it's not expected to make landfall for another few hours. Landfall tonight. But it could be sneaky. It could get a little stronger, possibly. Possibly. Winds aren't really there yet, though, so the winds aren't showing up. But it looks pretty nasty on infrared. For sure. Got a lot of spinach. A lot of lightning. A lot of lightning. It definitely is trying to strengthen. There's your wind shear from above. That's that front coming down. The jet stream. Subtropical jet. That'd be a cool name of an airline. We're going to the Bahamas and flying subtropical jet airlines. So, yeah, you can respond, Tammy. Yep. Say, hey, Bill Strunk, have a great weekend. Hey, Shelly. Oh, Shelly. Shelly. Yeah, she's seen it all. Oh, then we got our dating site. Look at that. That's awesome. If I ever get in trouble clicking on one of them, oh my God, Kay, what are you talking about? She's an astronaut. Are you kidding me? What do you do? That's great. That's great. By the way, Margaritaville, if you're listening, I can't wait to head up there. I love chasing snow at Margaritaville. I love it. So I'm gonna probably put some of those videos on YouTube, so they get shared around a little bit. It was an amazing sight seeing the linemen working. Just so many lined up, redoing the power out to the island. It was phenomenal. It was crazy just seeing so many trucks working down there, and I, another thing I was really blown away is the giving, the food, the people. Lady pulled up in a truck and said she had gas she didn't need. She must have had 15 5-gallon canisters she donated when we were so we went to St. James Baptist Church. That's where we donated about 4 generators. Jason did with Furman. And lady pulled up. Hey, anybody need gas? That's awesome, right? I mean, people helping people. Fox News did that article, and that was their headline that they used. The hurricanes have a special way of bringing people together. It's odd. I mentioned it so many times before the storm. It does. I mean, it changes your life, but it also makes a moment in your life that's hard to explain. It builds communities, makes them tighter, if it's even possible, right? I mean, Just selfishly, I don't ever want that to hit here because people underestimate what could happen in our area. In the Bay, the Tampa Bay. I'm telling you, people have no idea. I don't mean sounding like that. I believe it. I wouldn't have believed it if I didn't see the surge down there. I would not have believed it if I didn't see Ada. Ada showed me exactly what could happen with surge in Tampa Bay. So, worst case scenarios maps are here for where I live. And we get a storm come up like that, all this water gets pushed in around it like we saw down in Fort Myers. And guess what? All this is underwater. All the way to Lake Tarpon. You take water and you funnel it into a little part of Tampa Bay, right? It's going to rise on top of surge. You got surge, but then the water got a funnel. It's going to increase on top of surge. So you got like this funneling effect of water that just has nowhere to go. That's some of that flooding we saw down in Rotunda that I was at. Those little canals down there. Just the water had nowhere to go. It just, but man, this is going to be so bad. I mean, this is a category 4. But, telling you. Can't even imagine. All this red is basically 9 feet of surge plus. This is why it's bad. And look, that storm just took a little turn. And, obviously not, and these maps are deceiving because it's only an area where those rain bands are spinning. It's not everybody. So it's like, it might only be a 10-mile area. Or 5, might only be a 5, might only be like a 1-mile area. It's just wherever this circling eye, if the most powerful winds and storm, winds are, is where it happens. So it's a very tricky forecast to predict surge. That's why a lot of people stayed behind, because they've probably seen the maps in the past and said, it ain't going to happen. You just never know. People get mad when it doesn't happen. They're like, I'm mad. Mad. You don't want it. So, all right. Well, anything else? How's everybody doing this weekend? So I think Lady of Lords has a cool fall festival in Dunedin this weekend. If you're in the area, check it out. It's where we got married. I got too many women followers. I can't make jokes about things like that. You guys would come after me like an army. Oh, Robert had a friend knee deep. Man, from the river flooding. Yes, the river flooding was bad, Robert. Oh my goodness. I had Arcadia, Peace River. Jeez. Man, I can't even imagine. Well, Kathy, yep. Kathy. How about that name? Yeah, it flooded bad all the way to Kissimmee and New Smyrna, Daytona Beach. So, we'll keep an eye on next week's front. Tropics aren't over yet. Interesting little development there with our I'm not going to post anything on it yet until maybe the 12Z models. I could see how that could happen. We got a strong front coming down. Piece of it stays behind. High pressure builds to the north. It turns back east or north, or builds to the east with a north northwest west motion because of the high pressure. It makes complete sense what could be happening. Cold fronts, tails of cold fronts can brew tropical systems. So we'll keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on that. Let's look at history. See if there's any this week here we can take a look at. Yeah, you can see quite a few. These are where they originated, and that's from old fronts. This is October 11th to 20th. The history here's 21st to 31st. You can see a few there. And notice most of these eventually kind of curve, so. There you go. All right. Anything else we going? Was somebody looking for something? Left column, 2/3 way down. Look for Sierra. Yep, there's flood links. Yes. You want to see those maps again? So right here. Right here. It's hard to see. So it's right here. Surge maps. Right there. I try to keep all the water kind of in the same spots. We have wave maps, wave heights, but there you go. Surge map, surge potential. What is storm surge? And remember, you got to add tide to surge maps. That's called storm tide. Don't eat those little tide thingies. Jennifer. So we were married 8 years, right? And we were somewhere, I don't know, I was being silly, and there was a girl or something, obviously a girl, waitress, I don't know who she was, but I said to Julie, I said, hey, don't I get like a 7-year itch pass or something? And she's like, yeah, but we've been married 8 years. I missed it. So I missed it. So I said, all right, well, I'll wait till 14 years. And then I forgot. So so now we're married, I think we're married 21 years. How long? We were married, holy cow, in 2000, I think. So we've been married 20 years now? 20? I don't even know. But anyway, when we're married 21, I get 3. You ever hear that joke? I probably shouldn't say it. Kids watch. You hear about a guy who walked in the bar? Ouch. All right. Well, everybody, hope you have a great weekend. Power is slowly returning back to the islands. I might make a trip down to Sanibel. I've been invited now from them. I got a firefighter that's reached out a couple times. Some others. Maybe next week I may trip down there. I'm so sick of 75. Hate that road. I feel bad for you guys to drive Interstate 75. It's just as bad as Interstate 4 right now with the coming back north. Everybody stays in Tampa that goes down there, so it's a mess coming back home. Kathy says 22 years. God, I missed it again. That means I get 4. That's going to be a party. Oh, God almighty. Well, anyway, we'll be at Oldsmar tonight. Come hang out, Coneheads. Don't forget, if you're a Brew Crew subscriber, thank you so much. All this little stuff adds up. We really appreciate all the support over the years. And we got our big cruise coming up. It's a great weekend to think about it. Spring break. Bring the kids. It's an amazing week of fun next March. Our rates are about half the price of Royal right now because of costs. We've locked our prices in. So we had an awesome time last year. We're going to have an awesome time this year. Families are all going. Shelly's family. Phil's going with his family. So the whole MWP crew is going. Got a meet and greet. So the Sunday before, we got a party on land. I don't know what we're doing. We're going to get a band and some music, and all the Brew Crew people that are been supporters are going to be invited, and who are going on the cruise. It's like a little pre-cruise party. And then on the ship, we got a free happy hour meet and greet as soon as you get on the ship. Going to start it out right with our own private little room. Got events planned on Coco Cay. We got a hurricane preparedness seminar, free stuff from sponsors, photos, scavenger hunt. Shelly's going to hide ducks, little Howards, little pelicans around the ship. So yeah, check it out. All right. Marie, thanks. Yeah, I ramble on a lot, but hey, thanks for joining. We're a good, big, happy weather family sometimes. So, all right, so as far as everything goes, Tropics quiet. We're watching potential maybe something off the East Coast later next week into the weekend. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Models are starting to sniff it a little bit. Big cold front coming down midweek next week. That's the big news. No storms expected today. And that's it. Ford pit. I got a fire pit to build. That means Shelly will be turning off my Facebook Lives. I saved TikTok. TikTok is my place to go after hour shenanigans. All right. All right, cool guys. Thanks so much again for watching, and to all those I met down there yesterday. It was a very special day, and thanks to my good buddy Jason Bostow and his church, Ring the Bells. Make sure you give him a like on Facebook if you can. He's trying to do some big things. He was Emily's first softball coach. Great family. He and his Emily's and his daughter played softball together. Brielle. She's off to college now. Great guy. So, all right. Be good. We will see you Monday. Jennifer, I'll put pics up for sure. All right.